I understand the strategic value of holding this station, but the odds of a handful of us repelling a full-scale attack is highly dubious. It is fortunate our enemies fear these lightning towers losing control of the skies more than they wish to murder us in our sleep.
True that. What was I stuck on? Oh, hi.
I am at my wit's end with that damn protectorate safe. If you can open it, whatever's inside is yours. I wash my hands of it.
Thank you.
Your efficiency has improved my efficiency.
It's a rocket pistol. Sorry. I do not need it.
So, you're the mysterious individual that's caused such a stir across Arcadia? Well, it is my sincerest of pleasures to meet you. I am Exemplar Simon, head of research at this station. Please consider me your personal conduit to this meager yet profound portion of the universal equation. How may I be of service?
Profound? What exactly is this place?
Originally, the Protectorate designed this facility to control those grounding towers, which are the only thing keeping Praetor's ceaseless lightning from turning us all into ash. And to be sure, that is the only reason Anti or the Protectorate haven't taken this place by force. They are rightly terrified of what happens if this station goes offline. However, neglect during this conflict led to Axon's shorting at 5 of the towers, causing gross misalignment. If they aren't realigned, the failures will catastrophically cascade.
And you need me to realign them. I can do that.
Wonderful. In order to recalibrate a tower, you must find the malfunctioning panel inside their control room and reset it. And to speed you along, I can offer a unique incentive. Prior to being driven from this facility, the Protectorate was exploring lightning-powered explosives. The concept was clearly beyond them, but I have already solved their errors. So with each tower you align, I can produce a batch of the explosives they theorized, and I would happily share them with you.
Cool. Are you saying I can come back after realigning a tower to pick up lightning grenades?
Indeed. When aligned, each tower fills a capacitor I've modified, which provides me with enough electrical accumulation to fabricate a handful of these explosives. Unfortunately, the capacitors are only able to hold the charge for mere moments before failing catastrophically. Thus, I'm limited in production by the 5 capacitors that remain. So, for each tower you align, I am able to fabricate a handful of these electron explosives, the sum of which I shall share with you.
You had me at electron explosives. I'm in.
That is fantastic news. I'll begin fabrication as soon as you've aligned each tower, and so I shall have the explosives ready for you upon your return. Our intrepid Pathfinder returns. Do you have the
Not yet.
recalibration news?
But can tell me about the towers.
Sadly, there's little more I can share. They are obvious to see around this region of Praetor, but I've no good clue as to what may impede your progress at each location. We are simply too short on manpower to explore the towers ourselves, else we would have fixed them ages ago. Nevertheless, it may please you to know that my work correcting the Protectorate's research continues to improve, so it is possible I may have more good news upon your completion. Our intrepid Pathfinder returns. Do you have... Nevertheless...
Are we supposed to just go towards these? Just walk towards them, I guess? Can we teleport back here? Kind of, yeah. What is this one? Oh, it's the Oracle. Right. Yeah, I think it's the N-Ray. The N-Ray mod is busted broken.
For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into...
See, because I only dealt 1,000 damage there, but the N-Ray mod make it deal so much more.
That I'm calling Ask a Vicar to Ask a Presiding Bishop. That's right. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar is in the studio to answer a listener query, which I will now pose. Why are we here? Presiding Bishop, take it away.
Quite the broad question. Do we have sufficient time? It all began 13.7 billion years ago when...
Beg your pardon, Presiding Bishop, but I believe this question is a little more specific. Why are we here in Arcadia?
Ah, yes. Our presence in Arcadia is due to the friendship between the matriarch and our founding presiding bishop. Of course, he was not bishop at the time. This was more than a century ago. He had grown disillusioned with the order of scientific inquiry, which he felt had lost sight of the original vision. Perfection through prediction. The matriarch appealed to his desire to return to that original vision.
I shall not stay your execution!
Enterprise. Together, they would establish a perfect devoted to humanity's ascension. She would finance
Smoking!
what would account for the art. Such a device could be cultural resources. So began our sect. The Order of the Ascendant, steadfast in a crusade to solve the universal equation in Arcadia. And that, to answer your listener's query, is why we are here.
Keep put. Much is left to come. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is.
Taking punitive action!
They're in diapers. Numbers. I have been called many things, and this is one of them. I've also been called redundant. I was called if you can read it. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is
about some cloud cover.
Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that
Are you just throwing smoke everywhere?
prime is
You know
any
what?
number
That's
in the
not
set
bad.
N2
I actually
that is
kind of
not
enjoy
itself
that.
the product of two other numbers in the set N2. A simple definition. Elegant, even uplifting, almost ascendant, you could say, but not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked, why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else would be a prime number. And then what good are prime numbers? Wait, you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theories, and that should
At your word, at your
but there are also,
Didn't mean to
say,
assault an
practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory storage, lest its calculations be
prosecuting!
If you strive to become a
3,000
numismatics
damage.
researcher, there are several. One N2 besides N2 prime? Are there an infinite prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find an upper limit. Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs and become the next Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty, and dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and good day.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. A statistically significant number of scientists agree. Vinculum-flavored drops are qualitatively advantageous. Help your food taste better together with Vinculum from the Order of the Ascendant. A statement with dual meaning. People who hate numbers do not count as much as the rest. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Seems I was over-optimistic to assume the Order would do
The
this work.
spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple-berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive.
Okay, I see
Today,
them.
I would like to
There's
talk
one
about
there,
the
one there,
irresponsible
one
spread
there,
of the purple-berry parasite
one
by
there.
Auntie's
There's
Choice
4. Okay,
and
1,
its
2, 3,
numerous
4. Okay.
subsidiaries and former supernumerary.
I mean, now that I know what they
Well,
look
that's a
like, it's
different
pretty
venture.
easy to find, you know?
The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and deaths until basic preventative measures were put in place. After illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits.
Our intrepid Pathfinder returns. Do you have the recalibration news I've been breathlessly awaiting?
Purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple berries.
Sadly, there's little. We're simply never the.
Wild, on corporate farms, and even in our
What?
hydroponic collections. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread
Ah.
to colonies due to
I need to do
Anti's
all of it.
choices
Oh no, storm grenade right here.
interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Anti's Choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and
When
changing
used near the
letterhead and mascot
storms of
cartoons.
Praetor
So I will just
You
refer to
mean
them as Anti's Choice going forward.
on this planet,
I know that may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues, but I digress. It was first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed, in a rare Anti's Choice
Oh.
recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, I digress. Belated testing by Anti's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purple-berry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Anti's Choice's records. More specifically,
That's annoying.
the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage as spiky worm-like creatures with outsized pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood
hell is
along
this?
the entire intestinal
pitch ball
tract.
machine
These
fires
worms
rocket
are
launchers.
eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then
It does
seek out
994
nearby purple berry plants
damage.
to lay their eggs in the ripening purple berries. And I should add that fertilized in this entire process. Also, as the expelled contents contain undigested purpleberry seeds, the distribution of the plants is increased.
You've returned.
helping infected
Are the
purpleberry
Raptidons
plants
vanquished?
spread farther
Have you completed
and
the
grow
job?
better than uninfected ones.
Yes.
Perhaps
Oh,
unsurprisingly,
incredible.
careless
Then,
Anti's
as the
Choice
prime
scientists
requisitionist
mislabeled
currently
this
at
case
this
as
station,
obvious
I
symbiosis,
confer to you
given how both the
upgraded
purple berry
permissions that
plant
allow
and
for
its
surplus
parasite are
supply
benefited by the
purchases.
relationship as a
Show me what you got.
parasitical relationship. Given that initial classification error, it's a wonder the Anti's Choice scientists managed to ascertain
Plasma
any
SMG
subsequent
charge
safeguards at
burst.
all. After some
Reinforced
additional
barrel.
casualties, plotting
Shock
Anti's
rifle
Choice field
reinforced
researchers
barrel.
discovered that
Reflex
co-native
sight.
planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the
Corporate
worms,
fixer.
the berries, and most of the intestinal tract.
68,000 damage.
100%,
Guns cocked and loaded.
even when
Just give the
reluctantly
signal.
given medical attention by Anti's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive
Smoke break.
ointments such as the a topic that has no benefit to the dying patient, but possibly stubborn wrinkles, according to literature. However,
Jesus Christ, dude.
zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient
I may dish out damage like no other,
directed their labs to find ways
but
to
goddamn if the defense
parasite
suck.
from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called
looks
salmon
like we've got
and
ourselves a little
tuna,
tag-along.
was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90%
Okay,
of
now
all
that's a
salmon
good bet.
being infected by these parasites.
A
More
frickin'
importantly,
raptidon.
the text contains the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PBP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers. So Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purple berry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is...
You're about to enter territory controlled by Auntie's Choice. Act accordingly, or you'll end up as close friends with the inside of a raptidon.
Well, if it isn't our favorite contractor.
Valued students of the Order of the Ascendant, recent fascinating but alarming astronomical events require your immediate...
What have we here? You're definitely not a member of my battalion. You best be here on business. My time is valuable.
Spiking in mass activity, surging 17.2%.
No report, but can you give me any information on Protectorate blockade?
We were working on getting around it by tunneling through a mountain. Unfortunately, work is ground to a halt, extending my deployment on this void-forsaken dirtball.
Why chose a tunnel? Seems a lot of work.
Agreed. But they have no defenses on that side. Why would you defend the side of an unclimbable mountain range? We could catch them off guard and put an early end to this campaign.
Why did you stop digging?
Our equipment detected some kind of anomaly, mostly vibrations. Until we know what it is, I ordered to stop. Causing a cave-in gains us nothing.
Sound like something is bothering you?
Of course not. No, I'm not gonna dig into this right now.
Well, aren't you already happy solar radiation? Not happy with your deployment?
Why would I be? Are your lamps broken? Praetor is a dirtball racked by lightning storms. I understand the strategic value of Praetor, but this assignment is beneath me.
Anticipate and calculate.
Where should you be?
In orbit, sitting in HQ, being involved in overall strategic planning of the system-wide campaign.
Something your fractions should never be.
And get something's keeping your boots on the ground.
My superior assigning me here. What else?
A job's a job.
Huh. That sounds like something a lifer on a factory line says.
Okay.
I'm a huge admirer of your work from a safe distance.
You there, you came from outside the camp, didn't you? Do you have a minute to take a job? For science, of course. Interested in work? Or was the allure of helping to advance science and being paid for it too much to resist? I'll get right to it then. I need someone to bring me a Gorvid egg.
What do you need the egg for?
I'm a head biological researcher doing some fascinating and mighty important work with Gorvids. I sent my assistant off to the north with a tracking device, hoping he'd lay hands on a Gorvid egg. I desperately need that egg for my research. Could you bring me one? Oh, and bring back my assistant, too, if you find him with all his pieces still stuck together. He ain't much good for assisting in research if he's all torn up. Sound reasonable?
Biological researcher? What can you tell me about the creature you work with?
Which of my assorted critters would you like to know about?
Raptidons?
We've got quite a pile of them here on Praetor. Excellent hunters, trackers, and shock troops. Extremely loyal, now that we have them on an all-meaty roll-ups diet.
Mantiwasps?
We tried them, and they were devastating for all of 12 hours. Then we found out the hard way that they're attracted to lightning, which I claim credit for discovering. Once all the queens got zapped, that was about it. There's no more real hives now, just a few wasps left in the mountains.
What's your story about Gorvids?
Gorvids are absolutely fascinating. A sort of simian-avian hybrid, extremely deadly. Absolutely incredible physiology. I can't wait to have an egg. The thought of being the first person to catalog the process makes me positively giddy with excitement. The profits from my next few papers are going to be incredible.
A biological researcher out looking for monsters that can kill people is a little suspect.
Guilty as charged. My job is studying which critters we can use to fight the Protectorate here on Praetor. Right now it's mostly Raptidons, which I'd be more than happy to talk on at length if you've an interest.
I'd love to talk more about critters.
Excellent. Which ones?
Alright, that's enough about that for now.
Something else then?
What can you tell me about your assistant?
I sent him off with a tracking device to find a Gorvid egg. He might be out of his depth. Can you find him and bring him and the egg, or at least the egg, back for me?
What do you think could be keeping your assistant?
Almost definitely a lethal encounter with a Gorvid, ending in brutal dismemberment.
How do you know that?
That's what happened to my other 5 assistants.
Ah, you sent 6 of your assistants off to die. How could you do that?
I know. You're absolutely right. I should have held one back to do all the grunt work. Now I have to take apart my own research station. What was I thinking?
Where roughly did your assistant go?
We found signs of Gorvid activity. I sent him off in hopes he could put a tracker on a Gorvid. Then we could follow it back to its nest. Should be just north from here.
I don't even know anything else about your assistant.
Something else then?
Actually, yes. I have a question about the job.
Ask away. A little free information is a small price to pay.
There must be some live trap wired egg.
Excellent question. There is some special process inside the egg that happens just before hatching. I need to watch this in a lab, then swoop in at the last second and dissect it.
Wasn't it for me?
Some bits? A rather unique weapon from my time in the projectile weapon division of the biological weapons team, and most importantly, a mention in my next paper.
Can you give me more information about Gorvids?
Do they have chickens where you're from?
Yes, I'm familiar. Flightless birds, mostly harmless, taste delicious.
Gorvids and chickens are very alike, except Gorvids are big, strong as an automech, absolutely deadly, and will happily murder you given a chance. Likely still tasty, though. Something else, then?
Actually, yes. I can handle that for you.
Thank you! I can hardly wait to get started on that egg.
Shot by fluids
Not a lot of unfamiliar visages this side of Praetor. Our surplus is available for purchase if you're in need of something.
Sure.
More than happy to oblige.
Nothing there, bro.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. Colleagues, we are living in astounding yet increasingly difficult to predict times. One need look no further than the rift intensification event.
You know,
it is no
I reckon
great
half
leap
the
to
corpses in here end
hypothesize
up
that
as
the rifts
Raptidon
present
chow.
an extinction
Yes,
level threat.
and?
How fascinating.
I spent some time as a Raptidon training assistant. If I get my
cohabitators
final
use
severance
this
pain in this
energetic
war,
phenomenon.
or one of the
The
Raptidon
incursive bit brokers in Auntie's Choice perceive the rifts as an exploitable resource once someone figures out how to stabilize them. No great cognitive feat to deduce that someone is us. Meanwhile, those chronic underthinkers in the Protectorate are taking their textbook propagandist approach, outwardly heralding the rifts as a portent of their vaunted paradigm, while no doubt inwardly seeking their own means to mitigate their power. This is not idle speculation. The Protectorate is operating their own laboratory dedicated to rift research, the interstitial reconfiguration of Praetor. We remain skeptical of the Protectorate's research, given their lack of any staff academically lettered and duly accredited in the fields of scientism. In fact, it is likely the rift threat would never have escalated if the Protectorate had simply included us in their research from the outset. And yet we should not dismiss their clumsy attempts outright. Even a chronometer is accurate twice in a daily cycle. Perhaps their efforts were not fraught with error. In the interim, you may reliably rely on these airwaves to deliver relevant and well-sourced information about the rift situation.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." That apparently was hear it aloud.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
The color of space, a chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, The famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. Too experienced numerous astronomer, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray?
We don't want to make demands,
no.
But no more being in bottles and cans!
The answer is rooted in the science of how hot
Excuse me?
objects absorb and emit light.
Ain't this a sight? Class consciousness in action.
You can't charge us for stimulants!
You must understand the basics
You can't
of
charge us for
thermal
stimulants?
evaporation emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emission. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate far more
You
radiation.
seem like a
than they
go-getter.
absorb.
Let's
So they
consume
can be
lunch Working
sometimes
hard or hardly working?
idealized objects,
That's
which
rhetorical.
is assumed to absorb 100% of all
30-second
electromagnetic
back.
radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in.
Yes?
Low temperature
The whole reason we set up here is to avoid customers. Is there something you need?
which I need not describe here.
What is all this?
See that repackaging facility down there? We're supposed to be working it, slaving away for a few meager bits that we then gotta use to pay for our own necessities. They work us like sissy pigs, charge us for the stims we need to yoke those hours, and don't let us relieve ourselves but in empty fizzy tea bottles we keep beneath our stations. So, we're making trouble until that changes, until we get some respect, until the privy is left open all day.
Wow, that's terrible. Can't imagine suffering through that.
Indeed. Gotta say, I'm glad to hear you are, at least in spirit, aligned with our plight. Now, if you'll excuse me.
There is
Yes?
no naturally occurring
The whole reason we set up here is to avoid customers. Is there something you need?
Such a composition itself evidence for
no, just passing through.
Well, then, now.
And no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Otisgard, the famous stellar cartographer. The methodology of the Otisgard's chromospectral
Ever read the
survey
Middle Manager Handbook? Really
He
shores up the
partitioned
foundation.
You look
the
unfortified.
fundamentals into grids,
Getting enough
then
emulsifiers with your
tagged
diet?
each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from
hench
every
person.
galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar
Okay.
was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5%.
Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days!
Beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical...
With no rest and no downtime!
Hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is...
I really wish we can change
and the value is a full
who follows us while we're here.
Hey, Commander. I wanted to apologize for the way I handled things after Greater Tranquility. I still feel my anger was justified, but I could have been more tactful. I've also given some thought to what you said about seeking peaceful resolutions. Don't know if that'll be possible at the end of all this, but I'll try and stay open to it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We can get back to the mission now.
In the knowledge that beige is also
Appreciate the apology, Niles. Thank you.
Only felt right to clear the air. I've learned the hard way what happens when you leave things to fester.
Head back to incognito?
If you're sure, just try to come back in one piece, all right? The alternative ain't an experience I'd recommend.
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer up in her office.
Never terribly cared for Praetor's weather. Difficult enough to keep my locks in order without them all standing on end. Speak freely. Understood. I shall await our next opportunity to venture forth together.
That's right, folks. Keep enchanting going.
No more
I can see
bottles
the
on
overseer.
And enlightenment. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Factory floor!
I want you for this.
What I wouldn't give for a big bowl of... Got something that needs doing, Commander?
That's right, folks. Welcome, fellow disgruntled worker. Can't say I recognize you. You come from a different plant to support our cause?
What's going on here?
We're causing trouble. We just found out that we're basically slave labor. And now we're learning to stand up for ourselves.
Interesting. How you learn that?
Dunbar, one of our level 3 packers, explained it to us. He's got a new coiffeured friend who's helped us understand the workers' plight of, our politeness or something.
Anything a random stranger can do to help?
No. We need someone who's been given some authority by Auntie to come make sense of this mess. Until then, I think we're stuck just pelting Greg's office window with our refuse. That's right, folks. Keep enchanting going. I can see the overseer up in her office.
If you won't let us sleep
Okay, now I want to go to Auntie first.
You are listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason.
Yes? See that? They were... So, we're making trouble. Can't imagine what. Ain't like you could fix all of Auntie's choices hierarchy by your own self. I don't think you could even change this one dumpish overseer ruining our lives. Now, if you'll excuse me.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Interesting. Now I don't want to walk over here anymore. I want to go through the ship. Because apparently that's gonna change stuff. Yeah, let's do that. You know what? Let's go to what the hell is that ship called? And get some power.
Commander, a moment of your time, if you would.
Hi.
Commander, I'm glad I managed to intercept you before we left. There's something of utmost importance I wish to discuss.
I didn't do it.
Relax, Commander. You are not under my authority to judge. Though if you were, that phrase alone would have certainly seen you hauled off to mental refreshment. I received a message from a close friend of mine, Virgil. He was my co-protege under the Supreme Arbiter. His message claimed he had information relevant to the Supreme Arbiter's death. He wishes to meet with me at the Vox Relay on Paradise Island. You asked before, and I did not mention it, but with Virgil's message, I now must warn you. Our greatest suspect in the Supreme Arbiter's murder is the Protectorate's consul.
Why is the consul your biggest suspect?
Our mentor always disdained him thoroughly, and he our mentor. If anyone would have had reason to slay her, it would have been him. But we have needed evidence. Evidence that I believe Virgil now possesses.
How close are you and Virgil exactly?
I would gladly give my life for his without hesitation, and he for mine. We are brothers beyond blood. It has been some time since the two of us last crossed paths, but little shall have changed between us. Of this, I have no doubt.
Are you sure your protege can be trusted?
If there is one person throughout all of Arcadia who I can presently trust, it is Virgil. He too seeks the perpetrator of the Supreme Arbiter's death, and he too supports the Sovereign over all else. And that's without mentioning our lifelong friendship.
If you two work so well together, why isn't he here with you?
It was actually his suggestion we divide and conquer. As our operational philosophies differ ever so slightly, this seemed a good plan. Virgil often prefers to watch rather than act, and was often lenient with sentencing where I was not. This behavior was often criticized by the Supreme Arbiter, but there have been occasional rare instances where treating a subject with mercy ultimately resulted in better behavior. It is a novel, albeit strange, philosophy.
I look forward to meeting him.
Very good. I hope we shall see him at your earliest convenience. I feel this shall most certainly set our investigation into motion. I hope Virgil has been doing well since last I saw him. Well, we shall find out together.
I wouldn't give for a big... Got something that needs doing, Commander?
Zeb always wanted to bring change to Arcadia, like you and I are doing now, Commander. Feels good to see some of those dreams realized.
Products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
What do you need, Commander? Such as?
Using reverse osmosis to extract the flavor essence from crabble meat. This extract goes into our tea, while the flavorless sediment is used to increase the protein content of our other fine products.
Let's make this quick. I could be shooting someone.
Let's see Auntie's choice.
Whatever's on your mind.
From the Order of the Ascendant.
Your old department worked with the previous presiding bishop, correct?
Presiding Bishop Orlo, yes. Ruth Bassar's predecessor. And better. Now there was a scientician. A true adherent to order principles. Ran an efficient operation to boot.
Constructive rumination.
You didn't think much of Ruth Bassar, do you?
For a while, I'd hoped all this recent brouhaha, the schism, invasion, the rifts, was part of some long-foreseen predictive plan on her part. Something oblique only at the moment. The more time passes, the less I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm missing a few key variables. Or maybe she's a bit mathematically challenged.
What sort of mission did Orlo send you on?
Are you asking me to reveal details of high-level covert operations? For the former head of the Order? To you, an agent for another party? I doubt you're willing to offer me a thorough accounting of your past assignments. And I bet the Earth Directorate had you on all sorts of clandestine initiatives. I'm not saying never, but we only just met, dear. Trust takes time.
At least tell me why you call the endpoint.
Because all the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? Because nothing gets past me, someone once thought, perhaps. I'm sure I don't know, dear. Whoever came up with that particular sobriquet is surely long since dead and buried. Hopefully by my hand.
Speaking of, we should talk about your attitude on violence.
Murder's generally my go-to solution. The current state of the galaxy demands it. So many fools, so little time. I assume that's in line with your thinking, too. Yes?
I still like to think we can talk our way out of most predicaments.
Well, that's new. Based on previous conversations, I assume you're saying that theoretically. Theoretically, I agree. I'm not hearing a question.
You seem happy at being less focused on violence.
Happier? Me? Really? I suppose that is an applicable term. Hope it's not getting in the way of the work. Are you satisfied with my performance? Anything to note?
Killing won't solve everything. We need to do more than just survive.
I tend to agree, though I didn't see things that way before. Thank you. May all our travails add to the equation.
I wonder if that does anything. Why not? It'll be fun to have the is he a praetor?
Never thought I'd be able to see the undisputed claim in all her glory. Visiting was invite only for us troopers, and even then, you had to pay a month's salary to secure entry. Would have been worth every bit, though.
Okay.
Do I detect a spot of muck on my armor? I shall make a note to cleanse that at my next free moment. Speak freely.
Oh, he doesn't say anything special? Lame.
Where'd you learn how to weld, anyway? Some fly-by-night indenture at internship?
What's good? It's time for Project Forecast time, starting with product development. Thanks for working hard, so I don't have to. Thanks to our marketing wizards selling the sizzle of incremental product improvements. Keep making us money, friend.
It's because we're allied. I really want to do a playthrough where I just kill everything. Just everything just dies. I wonder what happens. I think that'll be a very fast playthrough as well, so I might just do it after this. Just kill everyone. Everyone that can die dies.
Don't work too hard.
These rats are due for cleaning. Where are the ones bound for Praetor? Wait, these cages are empty. Hey, you haven't seen any loose raptidons running around, have you?
Nope, just got here though.
Unbelievable. Last time I got stuck with the blame for someone else's ineptitude, I got demoted 2 full ranks. You wouldn't happen to be someone well-versed in weapons, explosives, and/or advanced hand-to-hand fighting, would you? And, you know, work cheap?
Give me a better rate, then I'm in.
Someone competent who also knows their worth? Fine. If the Raps aren't here, they've got to be on the creature combat conditioning deck. Unbound and undoubtedly pugnacious. This here card will give you access to the elevator at Market Compliance. That, in turn, is behind the value-added esplanade next to the entrance to head office tower. See any Raps loose there? Shoot, explode, or thwack them unsparingly.
We're pest trackers for the corporatists now? Managers, not...
Well, you see them runaway raptidons?
Can you describe them?
Sure. Some say my descriptions really breathe life into a subject. Could probably draw a decent depiction of one, too. but they look almost exactly like them over there. Should be on the creature combat conditioning deck. Down the elevator.
Okay. I don't know why that's so funny. Yeah, they look the one right there.
This is Grand Plan Wireless. Ready to have your mind enlightened and your day brightened? It's time for another
Gotta buy everything.
Our presiding bishop never met the matriarch.
Woo.
Over the course of her decades-long appointment as presiding bishop, Ruth Bassar has added multiple parameters to the calculated life equation of the matriarch. She has determined derivatives at multiple points along that function, obtaining a
Snobbish. You don't like getting your hands dirty. You don't have to stomach for manual labor. You can no longer break down your items, but any crafting materials you find will sell more. Absolutely not. They're not gonna follow me around? Interesting.
You came here because I heard Auntie's Choice was contracted. When I heard about the job.
You're the maverick freelancer from the wireless.
The wireless?
You, my friend, are VP material.
No.
Someone's bucking for a promotion.
Apologies, but an auto mechanical course is never concluded.
Please have identification, transfer work, and a reasonable bribe at the ready. Ah, you're not a transfer or visiting Auntie's Choice employee. I'll need to check your current standing with corporate affairs.
I'm an Earth Directorate agent. My standing should already be clear. Is that necessary? I have an invitation from Gertie Hewitt, VP of Product Development.
Oh, I didn't realize I was talking to such a big wheel. Afraid I still need to check your record with us, big shot. Alrighty. Commencing review. Estimated wait time, unknown. Really? Reads like a recap of an Aetherwave drama. You're clearly a valued partner of Auntie's Choice. But your standing with us could be higher if you accepted our special offer. All it requires is allowing us to affix an Auntie's Choice holo advertorial inside your ship, so you can bear our messaging with pride and share it across Arcadia.
Perhaps there are some ways to sweeten the deal.
Ah, a shrewd negotiator. He'll fit right in. If it'll help seal the deal, I can throw in a few bits.
Sure, why not?
Splendid. Should be ready next time you're back. Enjoy your time on the ACS Undisputed Claim, the pride of Auntie's Choice corporate war fleet. Here's a ticket to the first stop on the Profit Mover Trimicular. From there, amble through the Esplanade to the head office tower reception desk. They can contact Vice President Hewitt and provide details on our exciting contract opportunity. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice?
This area is for client intake specialists only, though I admire your go-where-I-want attitude.
They'll name you employee of the fiscal quarter.
You have questions? We have answers.
Anything you need to know about this fine location for a minimal price.
I want to know more about the people in the ship.
Like who? Or whom? Or such as?
Jesus, everything costs money, huh? We're gonna find Gertie Hewitt. You know, the peace delegate.
Like most of our execs, she can be found in head office tower. I proceed to the reception area. There's a stop for head office tower on the Termicular if you've got an all-access pass, or you can hoof your way there through the value-added Esplanade to get there. Need details on anybody else?
Where can I find Auntie Cleo?
Our illustrious CEO does work here, yes. Don't really see her out and about too often, so perhaps you could say she lives in her office. That's the top floor of head office tower. No way you're getting to see her without an invite, though. Not sure if she's taking appointments with contractors, but they are hiring outside help in head office tower reception.
Who's in charge of this place?
Does the name Auntie Cleo ring a bell at all? You may have seen her face or heard her voice, well, everywhere. She's rather ubiquitous, you might say. Here especially. I almost feel bad taking your money for that one. No, there. I've worked through it. Don't worry, it passed.
Begins here.
Any questions?
Locations?
Like what? Ask away.
Someone wanted an say someone wanted to ally with Auntie's Choice. Where would they go?
A potential outside contractor. Check in with the intake specialist at head office tower for the full spiel. They're in the reception area on the main floor. Anything else you need to know about this place?
Where can a person get healed?
The Esplanade. There's a medicament merchant for trauma kits and such, and there's a doctor just up the stairs from them.
Where's a good place to hobnob with important people?
Definitely the best choice. It's a Trey exclusive VIP saloon on the value-added Esplanade. The private elevator up to it is directly across from the recording studio. You're not thinking of trying to go in there, are you? Oh. Good luck.
Where can I find a workbench?
Oh, that's an easy one. There's a workbench and a weapon dealer over in Market Compliance, back behind the value-added Esplanade. If you get to head office tower, you went too far.